and to follow the rules, and yet we get much better results when we are authentically ourselves. So we're going to align with our authentic selves tonight. And the first thing we're going to do is take a deep breath. And once our lungs are full, just let that breath out. And as the breath goes out, just watch where it goes. And at some point, your breath will come right back in again. And when your lungs are full, your breath will gently exhale again. There's almost no difference between the in-breath and the out-breath. Now, as you breathe, you may notice that you get a little more relaxed with each out-breath. You may notice that your body becomes a little heavier in the chair. Some people feel like they're lighter in the chair and they feel like they're almost floating. Just notice what's happening for you. And as you breathe, you may want to close your eyes. You may shift your body around a little bit, make sure that it's comfortable. When you find out that you need to make these adjustments, you just do so. In order to create the things we want, we need to be aligned with ourselves. Some people teach us that we need to be positive and happy, and that can help, but you don't have to be positive and you don't have to be happy to create. If we had to be happy to create, nobody would ever create anything. So take any thoughts you have, any pictures of being perfect, being happy, being positive, being anything other than what you are right now, and just drop them. Drop them away from your body, drop them away from your space. And we're going to align with the best expert on you, and that would be you. So you may have your eyes closed. You don't have to, but you can if you want. And you can roll your eyes up in your head just a little bit and imagine that you can see all the way out in space. Imagine that you can see all the way out to the farthest reaches of the universe. You can see all the way to the edge of the universe. There's no such thing as the edge of the universe, but we can see it tonight. And beyond the edge of the universe, you might be able to see just a little spark of light that is coming toward you, coming closer and closer across all those light years, across the whole universe, this stream of golden light, this beautiful neutral gold light, which is source, your source, whatever you choose to call it. It's the energy that animates you. It's the energy that gives us life. It's the energy that fills you up. And it comes all the way from the Creator and comes into the top of your head. And in the top of your head is an energy center where you take in this kind of energy. Scientists are developing tools now that can measure the energy centers in the human organism, and we've seen that such things really do exist. So let that energy pour in the top of your head, and just imagine it flows down your back. It flows all the way down to your tailbone and then up the front of your body. And it fountains out of the top of your head and flows all around you. And you have this energy flowing all around you in the shape of an egg around your body. Filling you with life. Filling you with energy and allowing you to align with yourself. And take a look, or imagine you can take a look down below your body. And just imagine that there's a field of energy that flows from your tailbone, your root energy center, all the way down into the center of the universe. The center of the universe, the center of the earth, our little universe, right down into the center of Mother Earth. And that field of energy, you could think of it as a field of gravity that holds you onto the planet. You could think of it as a tube of energy that connects you at your base chakra to the planet Earth. Whatever way you think of it, just think of it now. And imagine you can look down into the center of the earth and say hello to the earth. Say hi down that energy field as if it's a big tube. See if you get an answer. See if Mother Earth says something back to you. She may sound a lot like your imagination. But see what she says. See if you feel the love that she has for you. It doesn't matter, but a lot of people, when they connect with Mother Earth, feel that way. And it never hurts to feel loved. So here you are. Here we are, connected to the universe, connected to the heavens by a stream of light that animates us. And here we are, connected to the earth by a stream of energy that keeps us steady, keeps us stable, keeps us in place. but it forms a huge alignment of which we are part. And that alignment allows our energy and our thoughts to create the things we want. A lot of people talk about creation and manifestation as if it's something that you do with your thoughts. If you can think something into being or visualize it, just see it and it will happen. And I'm not going to argue with them, but in my experience and with the people I work with, we get the best results when we don't think too much. We get the best results when we don't define too much, because there's a huge part of our mind, that is ineffable. We don't know how to think with it. We do it all the time, but we don't know how it works. But we do know that it's there. We do know that it's there, and it creates our reality all the time, every day. And the more we get aligned, the more it creates the reality that's enjoyable for us. And heaven knows we could all use more enjoyment these days. So just remember that we're working with this part of the mind that we don't often even recognize. So how do we reach that part of ourselves? How do we work with something that we almost don't even know is there for sure? How do we access the racial unconscious? How do we access the collective? Well, we don't. We always have access to that. We just don't understand it. It's always there. And simply by recognizing it, sometimes we can tap into it a little bit better, simply by saying, yes, I acknowledge that this is here. There are also parts of our own energy that are more connected and more useful for creativity. So let's access those now. Just imagine that your consciousness looks out your eyes and the middle of your head, and that's where you usually steer your ship from. As a human being walking around on the planet, you usually see out of your eyes. We kind of think of ourselves being in our heads and our body, with our consciousness in the head. But just imagine now that your consciousness can become totally weightless. And just floats there. And you can direct it by intention. You can direct it right where you want it to go. And you direct your consciousness up, straight up, vertically, up above your head. So where you were looking out of your head, now you're looking out of, I don't know, the top of your head. Imagine you can see your hair. And then direct that consciousness up a little bit farther. And imagine you can see over the top of your head. It's like you're a foot taller than you were. And then imagine that you can direct that consciousness up another foot, maybe a foot and a half. And put your consciousness in the middle of your 8th chakra. In the practice I was taught, the eighth chakra is and maybe 18 inches above the head. And just see what it's like to have your consciousness in that higher self, eighth chakra. For that's what it is your higher self. And see what that feels like. Your thoughts may go quiet. You could feel as if you're underwater. Look around a little bit. Sometimes you might see different colored energy forms. Just see what it's like. Just experience it. If it feels odd, just let it be what it is. You don't have to stay here for long. Some people find it a little disorienting, but most people find this place pleasant in its own way. So enjoy if you can. Enjoy being here. And then just let your consciousness sink back down to its normal state, its normal place. Here I am looking out of my eyes, fully in my body. And maybe getting an idea of what it is like to send your consciousness somewhere else at night when you're sleeping. But you can direct it as well. Or maybe that was just your imagination. The effects are the same anyway. So you have aligned yourself now with your higher self. And that higher self is the part of you, or is connected to the part of you that creates. The other way that we can get into greater alignment is to eliminate anything that is not us. What does that mean? Throughout your day, you pick up things, thoughts, ideas, energies from people that are not necessarily yours. You can get ideas from television, from authorities, from your parents and relatives. There's nothing wrong with them, but they're not yours. And do you really want to create those, or do you want to create what you want? So look up again to that beam of energy that's flowing in the top of your head. And just imagine you can turn up the volume on it and let it wash through you very briskly. And see how it washes through your energy field. It washes down your back and up your front and all around, and it sweeps everything out that isn't yours. So you can let go of any thoughts that you saw in the news. Ache or a pain in your lower back, you can just let that go too. Any pictures you have going through your mind that you can't let go of them now. And then if you have any sense that any part of the space around you is not yours, just let it be washed out by this gold energy. Let it wash out everything that isn't you and send it down into the center of the earth. And thank Mother Earth for handling that stuff for you, because to her it's just energy and she can take it and work with it. But you don't need it. She can transmute all that stuff, no matter how disturbing it was or how pleasant it was. You can let it go. And then turn your attention back up again and see, as you're looking upward, see again the alignment from your connection to spirit all the way down into your connection to the earth. But we're going to take our consciousness and focus again on that 8th chakra up above our heads, that higher center. And we're going to pretend that there's a magnet in there. There's a big magnet that magnetizes anything that belongs to you. Anything that is yours, that you left somewhere else. Maybe you visited another planet in your dreams last night. Call that back to you now. Maybe your thoughts are with one of your children. Maybe you're worrying about something that's happening on the other side of the world. Whatever it is, it's coming back now. All those pieces of you. Perhaps you tried to abandon part of yourself. Bring it back too. You need it. All the precious parts of you that maybe you disowned or forgot somewhere. And once all this energy of you is accumulated in that 8th chakra, just let it pour into the top of your head with all that other beautiful gold source energy that comes from heaven. And let it circulate through your body and through your energy body and all around you. So you're complete. Take a nice deep breath. Let it out. And see how you feel. If you have a pain anywhere or a discomfort, just breathe into it. Just imagine you can breathe into that spot on your body, relax it, and breathe out, and let that pain go. Let that discomfort go. Let it go. Now, I said you don't have to be happy to create, but it doesn't hurt. So right now, when nobody's looking, smile. Grin a great big grin. Even if it's fake, just grin. Pull your lips back in a grin. Show your teeth. And what does that do? That smile, even if it's not a real smile, it changes your body chemistry. It makes you feel better. It improves your immunity just a little bit. It creates good hormones, growth hormones. So anytime you're feeling less than stellar, you can just smile. If there's nobody around, you can smile a great big fake smile. It works. Breathe in that feeling of smiling. So see what it feels like right now to be aligned. Wiggle your fingers and toes just a little bit. That'll bring you back into your present time awareness. Brings you back into your normal consciousness in your body. And just see how it feels to be aligned. See what your breathing is like. See how your muscles feel. Hopefully, you feel relaxed and comfortable. And this is the place you need to be. This is the state you need to maintain. Well, you don't need to maintain it, but it helps to maintain it. This state, if you maintain it, will help you have those intuitions that give you the answers to your problems. This is the state in which you have impulses that are valuable to have. This is where we create from, is from our impulses. And that impulse may not feel like the kind of impulse you're used to thinking of when you say impulse. It may be you get a picture in your mind of something you want to paint. It may be a song pops into your head, or a musical phrase, or it could be an idea. It could be an impulse to go a certain place or call a certain person. But those are the things that help us create the things we want. Those are the things that help us create the situations that are magical for us. So staying aligned, that was a silly thing to say. Nobody could stay aligned. But realigning ourselves when we need to. Getting aligned. And staying aligned if we can, because it feels good and it's healthy. So if you fall out of alignment, do you want to go through this whole meditation again? Well, you could. I'd be really pleased if you did, but you don't have to do that. You can just you can just memorize this feeling. So if you feel like you're aligned, just memorize the feeling that's in your body. This is what alignment feels like. And the next time I don't feel aligned, I can remember this feeling. For the most creative days, for the most happy days, create this feeling or remember this feeling first thing in the morning. If you're like me, you can't get there first thing in the morning. You don't feel good enough. So maybe you need a cup of coffee. Maybe you need to listen to some beautiful music. Maybe you need to just go stand on the porch and feel the breeze. Doesn't matter what it is, whatever makes you feel better will get you in a place where you could get aligned. So now take a very, very deep breath and let it out with a big whoosh. Wiggle your fingers and toes. And wiggle your body around. Stretch your shoulders, flex your back. And we'll come out of the meditation and say good night.